Okay, so I made a ring light, guys. Listen, I made a ring light. It literally cost me about £20. It took me about 20 minutes. So I'm calling this the 2-0 ring light, okay? Because that's literally all you need. It's 20 minutes, £20, and you're good to go. So before we start, I'm just going to kind of show you what it could be looking like. So right now, this is no ring light at all. And this is what it's looking like. That is with a ring light, okay? So the light exposure, so much better. You can actually turn it down. You can turn it back up. You can have it doing all kinds of different stuff. And right now I am controlling it with a remote control. And this was all for £20. Get into it, guys. Honestly, you do not need to spend £200 on a ring light. You do not need to spend all day making one. I've seen some different videos, and the video that the tutorial that I actually followed, I wish I could remember her name. I can't remember her name, but I will mention her down below in the description box. I followed her tutorial, and that's how I ended up with this ring light, and it is amazing. So I'll go ahead and I'll just show you guys how I made this. So yeah, enjoy the tutorial. Okay, so first you're going to need your wreath ring. I got mine from Hobbycraft, but you can actually get these from Amazon. You're also going to need some zip ties. White ones are better than the black ones. You're going to need some wax paper, and of course you're going to need your actual LED rope light. You're also going to need a pair of scissors, some foil, and some sellotape. You're also going to need some cardboard. I'm just using a regular pizza box cardboard. That is fine as long as it's clean. You're going to put your wreath ring down and you're going to draw around the outer edges of the ring. Then you're going to take your scissors and you're going to start to cut out the ring. Okay, you want to be careful. You want to try to avoid bending it too much, as you're going to see me do in this. But yeah, the point is you want to try your best not to bend it around too much. You want to keep it as straight as possible, as flat as possible, and just cut out the actual ring. Also, if you do have some thicker cardboard than what I'm using, that might be better, because then it'll be harder for you to bend it around if you do have some thicker ones. But if you do have one that's as thin as mine is just a regular Domino's pizza box, that's fine as well. My bitch is attractive. We go, you know who we are. Okay, so now that we've cut it out, we're going to go ahead and grab our foil, because we want to start wrapping the foil around the cardboard cutout. Of course, you want to make sure that the shiny side of the foil is what's on the outside, okay? So the dull edges are what should actually be surface to surface with the cardboard, and the shiny surface is what should be facing outwards. So you're just going to take bits of foil and you're just going to keep wrapping it around the entire thing until all the cardboard is covered.
I don't fuck with no snitches. Keep it at 100 when I'm stacking my riches. I be on my grind, shawty, only fuck with dime bitches. I keep it low key, don't smile for no pictures. Like, whoa girl, creeping with your girl. Taking hella pictures on your phone like, no girl, don't you do that, don't go and tell the whole world.
So now we've got that all covered up in foil. We're going to go ahead and grab our wreath ring. So I'm just taking that little bit of plastic off. Now, you're also going to grab your zip ties, and you're going to need the actual LED rope light, okay? And that's the little remote control that came with the lights as well. So the ones that I ordered off of Amazon came with the remote control. So you're going to use your zip ties, and basically what you want to do is you want to hold the lights flush against the actual wreath, and then you're going to use a zip tie to just kind of fasten that onto the wreath. And you're just going to keep doing that all the way around the wreath. And once you've gone around it once, you're going to keep going around, just zip tying it until you've got the whole entire surface covered. So you're going to see me do that. Now, I mentioned at the beginning, I got my wreath from Hobbycraft, but you can actually get some better ones from Amazon, and I would probably suggest doing that for 2 reasons. Hobbycraft only has the 12-inch size, which is what you see me using here. I would probably recommend that you go for an 18-inch because it just means you've got a bigger, wider ring light. But also because the LED rope light that I got was 10 meters in length, which would be better for an 18-inch wreath. Because what it means is with a 10 meter rope light, you're basically going around and around and around and around several times, okay, to the point where it just becomes too much. If you are going to use the same ring size as me, you're better off going with a 5 meter length of rope light. If you're going to use an 18-inch wreath size, then you're better off going with about 10 meters of rope. Okay, so you can see I'm almost all the way around. So I've gone around it quite a few times. In my case, because of the type of wreath I had, when you do get to sort of, the middle part, so between the two actual outer surfaces of the ring, you don't have any sort of ring to kind of latch onto. So I'm zip tying the rope light to other parts of the rope light. Basically, I'm just going around and around, just zip tying the rope to itself as I go around. Hopefully that makes sense. If not, yeah, if you can just see kind of what I'm doing, you'll understand what I mean.
Turn up with the big boys. Live fast, die young, that's my choice. Get money like an invoice.
So yeah, this can get a bit messy in the sense that you end up with like zip ties all over the place, but it will be neatened up once you do cut off those edges from the zip ties. Also, that's part of the reason why we wanted to use white zip ties, is because if we use black ones, when you actually do switch on the ring light, you'll have bits of black shadow, which you don't want. And with the rope light, there was a bit that was hanging off. That's not actual light. It's the bit that you use to connect it to power. You want to make sure you haven't gone and tied that up as well. So you want to leave that bit hanging out like I have here. And that just means you're able to actually stretch it and plug it in whenever you need to. Okay, so we're done cutting off all the ends with our scissors. Great. We're going to take our foil covered cardboard. We're going to grab our zip ties again, and we're going to go ahead and just zip tie away all over again. So we're going to start using the zip ties and just fastening both of those together.
I'll be in the club, probably fucked off a toxins. Your boyfriend's mad cause he keep me as an option. I be mobbing with Molly, my goes high like wasabi. You say Versace, I eat your girl like Kamachi. She be counting my broccoli, the definition of cocky is why you're...
Now you don't have to use as much zip ties as I did. I think I went a bit zip tie crazy. You can just put about 4 for this part, but because I'm a bit extra, I used way more than necessary. But that also goes for the actual rope light. I think I used way more than I actually needed to. But yeah, to each their own. I think the bag of zip ties I bought was about 100 packs, so I had more than enough. Right, so now I'm grabbing my wax paper and I'm going to go ahead and I'm just going to cover the entire thing with wax paper. I think here I realized that that piece was a bit too big, so I just cut that into 2 and then made it a bit thinner, and that is what I'm going to use. So about that size is what I found was better. It was easier to kind of manipulate and work with and actually wrap around. So I'm just wrapping that around, and then I'm using the sellotape to stick it on.
Give me all that you got now. Make you want me 'cause I'm hot now. I'm gone, so faded, I'm on one. Bang, bang, pop off like a longer. If you were lame, baby, you were making no noise. Get faded, turn up with the big boys. Live fast, die young, that's my choice.
And I forgot to mention at the beginning, but of course, everything that I use will be in the description box below. I will have links in there as well, so that you can go ahead and find the stuff that I used. In terms of the actual wreath ring, so the metal ring, I will put a link to the one that I am using here in Hobbycraft, sorry, but I will also put a link to some better ones that you can actually get from Amazon and use.
Get rich, go down, then go down, then we can keep a little less raw. I love to get on, let's, yeah. I love to get on, I love to let's raw. Yeah, we can get active, and oh, my bitch is attractive. We go, you know who we are now. Get high, hot box in my car now. If you were lame, baby, you were making no noise.
Right, so with this bit here, I think I've seen in some other tutorials where people cut holes in the wax paper so they can have this bit, pushed through the hole and hanging out through the hole. I just found that to be a bit too much of a faff. So for me, I'd rather just kind of hold it down, wrap the wax paper around it and tape it down. It's really not that difficult.
I love to get too on when the drink be too strong, when the tree be way too strong. Get faded, turn up, blow it on up till I can't even think no more.
Okay, and in the end, you've got a ring light.
We can keep a little less raw.
Believe me, it does the job. If you did love this video, please give a thumbs up, and of course subscribe as well. But if you have any suggestions, anything specifically that you want to see, go ahead and just leave me a comment down below. I will look through them, and yeah, I'm happy to kind of just give everything a try. So anything you want me to make, let me know and I will try it out. All right, see you guys.